Okay. It looks like we are live on YouTube. Okay. You might just hear an echo, but that's okay. If you hear my voice echo back, just let me know. It's a different experience actually being live on YouTube. So when you obviously record versus you record and edit versus going live, those are two entirely different experiences. I have my brother here, Emmanuel Onwa. I see you. Wow. Okay. Just gonna reply you here. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. I'm not sure how many people are actually watching right now, but okay, maybe about 2 people. Okay, that's good. You can hear me clearly, right? Okay, that's great. Guys, welcome back again to the channel. This is a different sort of video. You might see me switch between the camera and just looking at the computer to be sure that everything is going pretty well. So I may not always be looking at the lens. I might be looking at my computer here and there, but I appreciate everyone who has joined the live stream. This is our first live stream, and I'm looking forward to just connecting with my subscribers and everybody around. Okay, I'm glad to hear that the audio is good. You're listening from the gym. Okay, that's good. All right. See here. Okay, so I appreciate everyone who has joined the live stream, and so far we are just gonna wait for a few more people to join. This is the first live stream, and we're looking forward to just getting better from here, because there's so much that that we're trying to do on this channel. So it's great to actually connect with all my subscribers, and once you join, you can always send a message. I'm just going to give some time while every other person joins. I don't expect to have a lot of people join this live stream, because obviously we are still pretty small and we are growing the channel. So I don't expect that there's going to be a lot of people on the live stream, but it's a good way to connect with my subscribers and others who haven't subscribed yet. So I'm also going to give you a breakdown. Let's see here how many people. Okay, this is good. I'm also going to give you like a breakdown of what you expect from this live stream. First, we'll be interacting with, just welcoming people and welcoming anybody who has subscribed or who is on the live stream. And secondly, I'm going to be discussing on a topic which we had created a video. I had made a video a few weeks ago on that, on the 5 things men must never do after a breakup. So breakups are usually very difficult, and there are a lot of things that I believe men should absolutely stay away from. And I talked about it in that video, and that video seemed to have gained a lot of traction. So I wanted to expand a little bit more on that particular topic, and that's why we're also making this live stream. And after that, we would be leaving it open to calls. Anybody who wants to call in, I'm going to put that link in the chat right now. I'm going to put that link in the chat, and I'm going to pin it. Let's go to YouTube and put it there directly. So, okay, I sent that link in the chat. I also see you, Vectra the Water. Vectra the Water. Welcome to the stream as well. And I've attached that link in the chat. If you need to call in, I believe I pinned that somewhere. Let's see. Okay, it's pinned to the chat. So if at any point you need to call in when we leave things open, you could always call in and we can have a conversation. Mainly, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Ikenna Onwe. I've been on YouTube for, I would say, 3 years now, almost 3 years. And my focus has been on men's improvement, especially in the area of dating and relationships, just generally getting better with women and knowing exactly what you're doing. And not just that, just improving your overall life, because the better you are, the more opportunities you have out there in your physical well-being, your mindset, changing your mindset, and also just overall getting sharpened with women in terms of dating. This is absolutely important. Someone may ask, like, why are you qualified to talk about this? What makes you, somebody that should be telling us something in these lines? Well, I've been obviously exposed to the world of dating for a long time. And also I've had to inform myself with different programs and different trainings just to expose myself a little bit more to the dynamics and psychology of men and women. And on the other hand, too, having, been in a couple of relationships, I have learned a lot of things while opening my mind, just being a lot more open, a lot more receptive to what works out there. And I'm not somebody who is closed-minded. I leave myself a little more open in order to learn from people, in order to improve myself. That continuous iteration is important for me. I'm not somebody who believes in being stagnant and being in one place and never getting better, sharpening your mindset. I've met a lot of people who are like this, and it's not really a good thing. Okay, it looks like somebody else may have joined. Let's take this out for a second. Not really a good thing, having a closed mind. So just being open-minded is something that I have, embraced. And I've been able to learn and understand the thought process that women have, the way they see things, the way they perceive men. And also my plan or my goal is now to be able to transfer that experience or that knowledge to men in order for you to be better with dating, with your relationships, and just with your overall life. Fitness is absolutely important. And one of the main things that I speak about in my channel is just going to the gym, being fit. Shout out to Emmanuel. He's actually listening to us from the gym. That's great. These are part of the things I talk about. Being fit and being well put together is absolutely important. This is the side of you that's gonna get women attracted to you. Okay, as much as we say that men are, that men are visual, women are also visual. They are people who like what they see as well. They also like what they hear, but they like what they see. So as long as you're able to present yourself properly, stay fit, take care of your skin, there's something called looks maxing as well, where you find what really works for you. And you push that, you portray that instead. Some of you may be, wearing the wrong type of clothes that, you feel good in them, you like them, but it may not be what buttresses your looks and, what, maximizes your looks. Some of us may be used to a certain hairstyle or a certain haircut, but it may not be what works for us. It may not be what the kind of haircut that, we should be having in order to maximize the shape of our head as well. There's a lot of things that you need to work on in order to be a better man and just position yourself in a way where a lot of women are attracted to you. Another thing that I definitely discourage is just simping on any girl or wanting wanting to please women excessively, going above and beyond. I don't encourage that, because that's something that changes a lot of the dynamics, which we can get into later. But for now, we just have about 3 people on the stream. About 3 people on the stream for now. So we're just gonna get started into it. So, what are the 5 things you must never do after a breakup? I'm just gonna switch my screen here a bit. The 5 things you must never do after a breakup. If you've not experienced a breakup, then that's a good thing for you. I'm happy for you that it's not something you've ever experienced, because breakups are tough, even for men. Keep in mind that statistically, men actually, breakups actually hurt men a little bit more on the long term than it does to women. In the moment, you may come off and seem like somebody who knows what they are doing and you've got it together. But on the long term, if you don't take time to process how you're feeling, then it's going to be something that you will live with, and it's something that will impact the way you see life and the way you see women. I've also read that men really don't always move on quickly from breakup. Actually, they never even really move on. They just live with it. Women tend to move on after a while and then just adjust a little bit better, but men are not known to move on. They just shove it at the back of their mind, So, but in the midst of all the emotion and whatever you're experiencing, I would advise against doing these things that I'll be mentioning in this video. So, this is the reason breakup recovery matters. It's you need that emotional healing, and there can be deep scars and feeling of rejection, whether it was you that did the breakup or the girl broke up with you. Most times, if the girl broke up with you, then you are feeling a certain level of rejection and sadness. This can lead to a lot of anger. So it's important to heal. It's important to get better and not have these emotions lingering for too long, because this is what would impact your next relationship as well. If you don't get better as a man and go into the next relationship, you are taking on all that excessive baggage, and you take it into the next relationship, and most likely that relationship is not going to work as well. Okay. So it's for your personal growth and restoring balance to your life, like we said. So prioritizing recovery allows you to regain control of your life. Okay. Many of you may not know that you're actually experiencing, hurt and pain that you've shoved behind. And this particular live stream is to get you to expose you to the fact that there are some things that you're experiencing, and that you need to process it. And you may not know, but it's affecting other areas of your life. It's affecting your mindset as well, how you may see women and other aspects of your life. So mistake number 1, like I said in that video, is begging for a second chance. Begging and pleading with the woman, let's get back together. It doesn't really matter if, actually it's worse if that girl ended the relationship with you and you are begging to have it back. That is actually going to be a horrible thing to do. I would advise you, any man, as long as a girl has stated that she doesn't want to be with you, that she doesn't want to have anything to do with you at all, I would advise you to walk away. Walk away. Take it as cold as it may sound, as difficult as that message may have been received by you. I would advise you to walk away and never plead for a second chance with her. You don't need to ask any girl to take you back and plead with her, constant calling, constant texting, Even some people go as far as showing up unannounced at the girl's house or home. This is not something that you should ever do. This lowers your value much more than you think. This reduces your value. The way the girl sees you will get worse and worse, and she would believe that she made the right decision by actually leaving you, dumping your ass. She will believe that she made the right decision. But if you take this, as hard as it may be, as difficult as it may be, and you take it and you move on, this is what will gain your control and your respect. That girl will be able to respect you. It doesn't matter how much you love that or how much you were invested in the relationship or not. I would seriously advise against ever begging any girl. Okay, helps you maintain your integrity. And, when you beg, you lose respect, like we said. Creates a power imbalance. That's a big one. That imbalance, once that power imbalance is there, you've lost that girl completely. Women are hypergamous in nature. They date up and men date down relatively. So women prefer to see the man they are dating as better than them in some, if not all, areas of life. They want to date men that are better than them or doing better than them. So if you are not, putting yourself up there, improving yourself constantly, then this is going to be a problem. The girl will lose respect for you. Leads to unhealthy reconciliations as well. This power imbalance, I don't know how much else to emphasize on it. Absolutely something you must never, ever do, begging any woman. Okay, we're going to move to the next point here. Jumping into a rebound. We did the intro earlier in this video where we're talking about, not healing and then going back into a relationship. Jumping into a rebound, I would discourage any man from ever inviting any girl in your life immediately you just ended a relationship. These obviously can help you to, feel better in the moment. And, you think actually that is helping you feel better. But all you're doing is prolonging the pain. Any pain that you are not dealing with in the moment, that has occurred in the moment that you're not dealing with, and you shift it, you push it, it's going to come back to haunt you. And then it's actually going to do you worse by then. I'll give you a story. When I was many years ago, I was, I believe, I was still in Nigeria then. I'm from Nigeria. And I was doing my youth service. And I had a girlfriend, and we were serious. We were dating, something committed. And, at some point, it seemed like we were fighting or we were not really in good terms. I can't really recall the reason, but I know we were not really talking much. But in the midst of our problems, we were always, proactive in terms of, being together and trying to make things work up until one day that I called her, and I don't even know why she decided to pick the call, because she picked the call and I had like her voice in the background, obviously, and then I heard another guy's voice in the background. It seemed like they were in a vehicle, but I heard another guy's voice in the background, and I had asked her, who is that person? And she seemed a little dodgy, a little, this was many years ago, so we're relatively still younger. I was probably about 22 then, or 23. So she seemed a bit dodgy, and I was like, okay, this is fine. Another time that I called, I asked her, who was that person? What was going on there? I learned that inevitably that this girl was seeing another man, and she was going out with this guy. So what I ended up doing, I told her, okay, I don't want this relationship anymore. I don't want to have to deal with this, and I broke it off. And I just went about business regular, things, doing my things and not even thinking about how I was feeling or whatever, until I finally fell sick at some point. And I went to the hospital and they checked me, and even my blood pressure was high. A lot of things were going on with me. And, the nurse asked me, you're too young for your blood pressure to be this high. Are you going through a breakup? And it dawned on me that I hadn't processed anything that has to do with this girl. I hadn't processed anything that has to do with this breakup. And that was when I went home and I felt a lot of emotion as to why any girl would, be interested in another man. Any girl that I'm with would somehow, end up with somebody else. This was many years ago. But, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of reasons people end relationships. And looking back, I can tell many things that happened, but I don't want to stress too much on that event. Ever since then, I had resolved to myself that I'm not going to allow any girl ever tamper with me or with my emotion. And I can't remember the last time I had that sort of experience, but this is something that I would never encourage any man to do, jumping into a rebound and just masking the pain. Okay. You risk hurting others unintentionally. Like we said, the next relationship is probably going to be broken as well, because you have obviously not healed from anything that has happened with you before. So we're just going to move on to the next point as well. Social media stalking. I talked about this. We have 2 more points here. I talked about this in that video as well. Looking up your ex on social media is not something you must do. Please avoid. This is something that a lot of people can help. They have to check up on what that person is up to, what that person is doing. I need to know what is happening with her. I need to know what's happening with him. If you're a girl watching this video or ever gonna see this live stream, you don't need to know. You don't need to know what's going on with her. You might see her looking a lot more stunning. You might see her looking a lot more beautiful. What are you gonna do? You might see her presenting herself as if everything is going well in her life. The facade of social media. Social media is a place where people go to and then project themselves in ways that truly do not reflect the current state of their lives. In reality, it doesn't reflect it. They just go there to, put up things that make people happy. And nobody puts pictures that are not nice on social media. They look good, they look presentable, all that stuff. And you would think and believe that she's doing well, but maybe she's not. But regardless of that, it's going to get to you because you're in a vulnerable state. You're an emotional person. It's going to get to you. And it's not the route you must go for any reason. Looking up your ex reopens emotional wounds. It creates distorted perceptions of your ex life, like we just said, and distracts from your personal growth. Okay? So I wouldn't encourage any man to do this. Bad mouthing your ex is the second to the last point we're going to be talking about here. Just anything that has to do with damaging the person you once told that you love, you appreciate, you can't do without. The person you said, I can't do without you. Come and see me. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. I've never met anybody like you. You said all these things to this girl before, but now you have changed the script and telling everybody that she's the worst person in the world. Well, genuinely, there could be some people who are, who are really evil, and it's okay. You can talk about that in a certain degree, but don't make that a habit of bad mouthing your ex to anybody you see and anybody you meet. It's not the right approach. It reflects poorly on your character as well and your personality. Yeah, because you meet another girl, you're bad mouthing your ex to her. You meet your father, your uncle, whoever, you are talking trash about somebody that you once dated. That says something about your choices as well. And the last thing we're going to say is avoiding personal growth. I do not want you to avoid your development. What is that thing that you've been passionate about? I want you to revisit it. throughout your relationship, you probably dropped it. You probably abandoned it. You probably left yourself like that without ever focusing on what was important to you as a man. As a man, you are the pillar and the head of your home, of the society, the bedrock of many things. And a man should always be on his calling, on his purpose. If you choose to deviate from your calling and your purpose because of a woman, then she is inevitably going to leave you anyways. Yes. Right from the creation of man, God had given man work first before he gave man woman. So if you do not have a purpose, something you are pursuing, then you have no business inviting a woman into your life, because what is she going to help you with? What is she going to be doing for you or aiding you in? As a man, you have to always be on your purpose. You have to always be on your grind. You've abandoned your fitness. This girl, she comes to your house, you guys stay indoors the whole day, and you used to wake up early morning and go to the gym. Now, because she's around, you don't do that anymore. That girl has to follow you to the gym. Your girl has to follow you to the gym. As long as you're on the right path, you're doing things that are healthy for you, good for you, then any girl who comes into your life to disrupt that is not a good fit for you, because what you're doing is a thing of integrity already. What you're doing is something that is good and healthy for you. So it would be a disservice to you to avoid your personal growth as well. So I just have a few bonus points here. I don't want you to seek revenge at all for any reason. And, I don't want you to abandon your personal growth, obviously. Some people react emotionally to a lot of things, quitting their jobs, making impulsive purchases, drastic change in appearance. All these things, you do not need to do any of these things for any reason. So, guys, that rounds it up in this session of our live stream. And obviously, I have pasted the link in the chat as well. If you have, I'm not sure, let me check if that link is still there. I believe it's still there. So if you have anything you want to discuss, I know there's not a lot of people on the live stream. This is our first live stream, and the channel is still growing. So, but so if you have anything you want to, you can put a call through to me. I'm just going to paste that live stream again. The link, I'm going to put that in the chat again. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to paste that link again in the chat. If you need to call in, keep in mind that when you call, I just want you to put, you're going to be on camera, obviously, but if you don't want to be on camera, that's okay. You can also just, remove your camera or hide your camera if you don't want to be on camera, but I'll encourage you to be on camera. When you call in, just when you click on that link, it's going to ask you for your name. And I just want you to put your age beside it. I want you to put your age beside it. Okay, it looks like we're getting a call. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like is that Victor? Can you hear me? I think you might just be muted. Let's see here. It looks like you might be muted. 1 sec. Okay. I can see you, but it looks like you might be muted. For some reason, I can't, you're not coming through. I can't hear you. Do you want to, can you hear me? Nod your head if you can hear me. Okay. So I'm wondering how your voice is not coming through to us. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Okay, try calling in again. Let's see what happens. Guys, keep in mind when you call, I just want you to put your name and you can put your age beside your name. I'm curious to know as to why that. Okay, I think we're getting. Can you hear me? For some reason, it sounds like your voice is not coming through to us. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna bring you to the room first. Let's see if that will solve the problem, because obviously I'm supposed to still hear your voice. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Oh, okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I needed to. I guess
You can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you very well. How's it going?
Good. How's it going?
It's going all right. I appreciate you calling in. Vectra is one of our subscribers, and it'll be nice to hear what you have to discuss with us today. You have some questions. Keep in mind that if you're calling in, this is going to be about generally just discussing anything that has to do with how you're feeling as a man or experience that you've gone through in terms of breakup. But you can ask me anything. I'll be happy to listen to you.
Okay, so first of all, I'm glad to be here because I've been following the channel for some time now. From the YouTubes to the shorts to the short videos to TikToks and all. And I've picked up a few things here and there, even though there were things I didn't believe at first until I experienced them directly, experienced them myself. So I'm just glad to have gained some information and helpful tips along the way. So that's first of all. So I appreciate what's going on with the channel. I appreciate trying to bring lights and information to young men out there, because truth is a lot of these things people like to act emotionally, but everything you say has to do with facts. Everything you say has to do with what is more, what the case will be. That is it. That's what I'm used to. So I'm glad for that first of all.
I'm glad to hear that.
So yeah, you talked about heartbreak and experiences. If anybody has anything to share, I remember sometime I watched a video. I think this was on TikTok. You made a video once saying that if a woman cheats on you, you should leave her. There is no taking back. You shouldn't take her back or try to whatever the case may be. It should be a deal breaker when that happens, because it will happen again. Those were the words you used. Those were the things you said, and it was something. And I know many guys out there too find it hard to believe, but this is something I've experienced directly myself. And so I acted emotionally, because this was somebody I was very much emotionally invested in, and we had come to a point where I felt like this was it. Like I'm by the time I be tired with this person, and until I'm ready to settle down, like this might be who it is and all that. So it was that deep. So when it happened, I was heartbroken. I couldn't deal with it. I felt too many emotions, but the one thing I felt was the biggest problem was the fact that I found it so almost impossible to leave, or impossible to walk away. And that to me was a very, very big problem. And I feel like it would be a big problem for many men out there too. Just finding that courage and will to say this is done, and to walk away from somebody, no matter how far you've gone with this person. Because to be honest, the truth is most of the time it will happen again. It will happen again, and it did. It did happen again. Sadly. So I'm just here to share that on the channel, and maybe help bring practical evidence to advice like that, because people don't believe it when they hear it.
Well, I mean, what you're sharing is pretty deep, but I don't know how much of details you want to get into, because obviously it looks like you experienced something pretty traumatic. A woman had cheated on you, and then you forgave her, and then she ended up cheating again. That's what I hear.
It ended up happening.
So it was to your full awareness that this girl had cheated on you, but for some reason, can I understand where your emotions may have been and why you forgave as a then?
Okay, that's what I was saying, because I felt I had gone very far with this person. When you've come to the point where you basically share almost the same mind with this person on so many things, almost the same emotion with this person on so many things. You've just come so far with the person that you feel like this might be who it is, and this might just be it. Or this is her. So like there was a lot of emotional investment. I had invested emotionally a lot into the relationship. That's just what I would say. And that's where my mind was. Even though I was, it's almost like I wanted to walk away. I wanted to be done, but I couldn't. It's almost like I literally couldn't find it in me to do it. So almost felt like the easier option was to continue rather than find that very, very much needed. I don't know what the word would be to actually say I'm done and walk away. So yeah.
How did you find out? How did you find out this girl had cheated on you exactly?
We had we had an issue that led to us, because this is what happened. This is what happened. Okay, let me just get into a little bit of the details. This is what happened. We had issues at some point the previous year. We had some issues on some certain things that just led to us saying, let's go on a little break. That's what we said. That we can just take a break from all this, because there was too much drama coming up. But we agreed that this break is not like we are now allowed to do whatever we want. You understand? Like it looked like, okay, giving each other some time apart, not because almost every time when we were communicating, there was miscommunication, there was misunderstanding, or one issue or the other coming up. So we just needed some time to ourselves to think on our own. So it was we went on that break. So that was it. But the next year, when we talked, we started having some issues again at some point. This wasn't the same type of issues we were having the previous year or the last time, but she suggested the break again. And then I got suspicious. I got suspicious because what was with all this break and this and that, and it almost felt like you needed the chance to do something that you didn't want to feel judged for or something. So I started asking questions, and that's the thing when you know. That's the thing about somebody you are emotionally invested in. I don't know, because she couldn't lie at the time when I started asking her. So I asked her, "What did anything happen during the break last time?" That was the question I asked. She told me why all these questions and all that and all that. And I was like, I'm just trying to know, because like, this coming up again now, I just want to understand, because right from time I've always been a very suspicious person. No matter how much I love someone or care about the person, I can tend to be very suspicious of actions. I overthink a lot. I always want to make sure there is nothing going on behind my back. So I asked questions. I tried to know, and she admitted that yes, something happened with somebody she had told me not to worry about.
Okay, so men and women treat relationships and cheating differently. So for a woman to cheat on you, it would mean that she has a certain level of emotional investment with that person. Okay, I know as hard as that might seem or look, most of the time when a woman cheats, it's mainly because there's an emotional investment. She's emotionally attracted or drawn to that person. I'm not saying that women can cheat because they don't find someone physically attractive, but most of the time, for a woman to give herself to another man, it would mean that she's drawn to that person. And I want to believe that this is the same person. Was it the same person or a different man that she cheated on you with?
Actually, a different person.
It was a different person. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is, we're talking about somebody who somebody you can't save, somebody you can't help or do anything for here. So if a woman cheats on you, it has nothing to do with you. Same thing with most men. When men cheat, it has nothing to do with the woman. Most of the time, yes, because a man, no matter how beautiful or how good looking your wife is or your partner is, most of the time, men may still tend to just kick into that natural side of them. I've always said this, that men are socially monogamous. There's no instinct, natural, nature of us is not the type that we are just monogamous. No, you have to choose to discipline yourself, and we are socially monogamous. We don't want to cheat on our partners because it's the right thing to do by ourselves, by our conscience, by our wife, and all that. Okay, so if a woman cheats, there is a certain level of investment that she has with that person, and it's not something that you can control or that you could have done anything about. Okay, a woman who truly is into you and who loves you, those kind of women would most of the time just commit to you and see you as their sexual partner. They won't have another eye out there looking at another person. So I don't really want to go into the details of analyzing a situation like this. Mine is just to be able to also understand and advise, the man in terms of how you are feeling or how far you've come with your recovery as well. Okay, so I don't want to, because a cheating partner is one of the main things that you can say. There's so many things I could say here that could potentially get us in trouble with our channel, but men and women do not perceive cheating the same way. Okay, when most women cheat, what you probably hear from actually, when most men cheat, what you probably hear the woman ask the man is, "Are you in love with her?" Because some women who understand the fact that men can actually cheat without necessarily being in love with a woman. A man could sleep with a girl without any emotional attachment, any emotional involvement at all. Yes. But women cannot do that, except she's, she does this professionally, except she's somebody who just like, that's her way of life. But women don't do this. So any woman who is living that sort of lifestyle is not the kind of person that you would want to be with. Okay, because on a normal day, their emotions, they are not emotionally invested in the relationship. When you forgive a woman, you've changed the dynamics already. You are telling her that you can do shit and get away with it. You are telling her you can do nonsense with me and get away with it. I would never advise any man to forgive any girl and forgive and accept back any girl who has cheated on you. I would never advise that for any reason. Because this girl would, like I said earlier in the video, women are hypogamous in nature. They want to see you as that man who has strong boundaries and strong personality. So, strong standards. So when you forgive, you are telling her that you don't have standards. You are telling her that your sexual market value or your dating value is low, that you can't find somebody else. You are telling her a lot of things, and she may not be cognizant of it, but her subconscious is leaving that out. Her subconscious, because she's a woman, her natural instinct is not going to is not going to keep seeing you as that man anymore. And that's why she did it again. That's why she did it again, because she felt like I could get away doing anything with Victor and I'll be okay. I'll be good. And he will take all my nonsense. No, you have to be in that position where you give a girl your all, you give her whatever it is that, that makes the relationship progressive. But at the same time, you have to have standards. When any girl crosses or breaks that boundary of yours, then you must be checking out of that relationship. Especially when it comes to cheating, lying, disrespect. If she's done it once, something like disrespect, for example, some people, depending on the level of disrespect, you can caution that person seriously. And if they do it again, you have to leave. But cheating is something that I would strongly advise. If it's come to your awareness that your girl has given herself to another man, you have to exit the relationship. The relationship is over. She has told you a lot of messages, giving you a lot of things by just being with another man. She has told you, I'm not emotionally invested in this, and I'd rather be with somebody else. So this is my advice to you going forward. Just, keep that in mind, where if you're going into any relationship, you don't want to suffer this sort of heartbreak anymore. You don't want to experience something like this again with any girl at all. So I don't know what's happening with your looks, but obviously you have to also work on yourself, work on your looks, work on, the way you appear and your presentation and your personality, your swagger. All these things will help you attract the woman that's meant for you as well. Okay? I don't know if you have any other thing you wanted to chip in there, any other question you wanted to ask.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And it's important to know that, because it's just a lot of men need to understand that is a deal breaker completely, in any way, manner, shape, or form. No matter how golden or beautiful you think your relationship is, if that happens, you're entering a very bad cycle, and just like you just said and everything. So I totally agree, and I'm all for it.
Absolutely. All right. Take it easy, Victor. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
That's one of the few examples of, when a woman cheats. People cheat no matter who they are, both men, women. People cheat a lot, but we have to have boundaries in any relationship. as a man, you have to seriously have your boundaries. So I'm not sure if you've joined the live stream and you want to, say anything in the comments or just call in. I have a link in the chat. There's a link in the chat that you can click on and put your name, and you can put your age beside it. Let's just talk and have some understanding of where you are at in life. There are a couple of things that as a man you need to be working on, your dating life, your finances. If you're going through something emotional, you can also call me. You can talk to me about it. We have a link in the chat there. I know there's not a lot of people on the live stream, but anybody can call just by clicking on that link. I thought I pinned it. Should be pinned somewhere. So guys, this is one thing that I've definitely advised against. If a girl you're dating, cheats on you or is messing around with another man, and it comes to your knowledge, you have to leave the relationship. You don't take back someone who has done the height of things. Like, that's the height of anything you could do to a man. There's nothing else. Almost on par with extreme disrespect is also a sort of disrespect to you. If a woman has cheated on you and you take her back, you have instantly devalued yourself so much to the point that she will do it again. As we saw in this earlier case, she will do it again. If you forgive, she will do it again. I mean, you can forgive, but just don't accept back that relationship. Don't keep dating that girl. It's not going to give you or bring you any value. You've changed the dynamics of that relationship entirely. You've lowered your standard. You've devalued yourself so much. And like I said earlier, women are hypergamous in nature. They want to date a man who they perceive to be who has standards, who has boundaries, who is pursuing something, who does not take anything from any girl. A girl can't just dish out anything that she wants to you and then you take it. No. I know a lot of men who are going through a lot of things in their relationship, in their marriages. And as you go through these things and you keep quiet and you keep suppressing how you feel, then this woman will see that as an advantage and she will keep doing it anyways. She will keep doing whatever she is doing because you're not speaking up. You're not against it. You're not using a firm hand when it's necessary. Women will take more room and more space when you don't have a firm hand when it's necessary with them. They are soft, they are gentle creatures, but they are also very insistent and even dominating to a large extent. Yeah. The more things you allow her get away with, the more she would want to do and get away with a lot more even. And you don't want to put yourself in that position. Okay? My kind appeal to you is to have your boundaries and standards. Women respect this more. You will have a better relationship overall when you are able to set boundaries with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your partner, whoever it is. They know you stand for something and you're not for everything and anything. You're not just there open arms to anything that they dish out. They dish this out, they tell you this, they do this, and you take all of it. You don't have any boundaries. I speak about this a lot. And also, on the other hand, Many of you guys do not work on yourself physically. I'm going to get from that to your mindset. You don't work on yourself physically, where you are able to look good always. And your level of attraction, the bar is raised. And you can easily attract any woman, and you can easily attract the kind of women you want to date. Many men are angry with women because they are not getting the person they want. Or rather, as I'm talking to you right now, there are a lot of you who, some girls are interested in you, but that's not the type of girl you want. The girl that likes you is not the type of girl that you want to attract. Why do you think that is? You need to be able to work more on your physical looks and your presentation in order to attract the sort of woman that you want, the sort of woman that you desire. Yeah, this is important. Many guys are just bitter at women for no reason. You see them, the way they talk. Oh, I told her this, she doesn't want to. Your bitterness against women is never going to help you. It's never going to make you a better person or get any woman to like you. In fact, the more bitter you are at them, the more they'll even take off from you, because your bitterness will show, and you start simping when you really desperately need to have somebody. Some guys even go as far as paying a woman just to be with her, just to sleep with her. This is not a route that you ever want to go at all for any reason. Okay, so I still have that link in the chat for anybody who wants to call in. I know that, like I said earlier, we're not anticipating a lot of people on the stream, but it would be great if there's anyone that has joined the stream, you could always give a call while we have conversations here and there. Let's see here. Okay, so there was another video that we made that I wanted to keep in mind, guys. Like, live streams are different from recording the videos and editing. This is just a different vibe, and this is our first live stream, so hopefully it's going well, and from here we could always, do a little bit more than what we're even doing now. So let's see here. Okay, so if any other person wants to call in or say anything, hope I was able to introduce myself at first. My name is Ikenna Onwe, and I'm just here to connect with a few of my subscribers. Not everybody is going to be online at this time, but I believe the stream is almost over. The last video I made, I was talking about wanting your ex back in your life. This is something that I would absolutely advise any man against. I would never advise you to, bring a woman back into your life that you once dated, especially if she ended the relationship. If she ended the relationship, do not go begging and asking her to come back into your life. This is something that I will absolutely advise you against doing. Many times we think we want a woman back in our lives, but we just miss the memories. We just miss them occasionally, or some things may trigger us in some ways to think about the girl. But genuinely, you are better off without somebody that you've dated in the past. Rare occasions where, if you've not been away from her for a long time, you can actually try to reconnect with the girl. But if you guys have been away from each other for a long time and nothing much has changed with why you guys broke up, the fact is there's a reason you broke off that relationship in the first place, or that she broke it off in the first place. And no matter what, when you guys get back, that reason will persist. Yeah. Take it from me. That reason will persist when you bring back an ex into your life. If not much has changed, which most of the time people don't really change, they just grow into who they are more and more. The average person just grows and becomes more confident and more into who they are. So if you bring her back, there's a huge chance that, the same things that broke you guys off would continue, would remain. So I would advise you might just be better off moving on. You'll be better off without that person in your life. You'll be better off moving into another relationship, where the girl doesn't know you in that way or hasn't experienced you in that way. Or you haven't traumatized her, or she hasn't traumatized you in the past. The beautiful ones are not yet born. Many of you believe that if you don't marry this girl, she's, your life is going to be a mess. She's your all, No. You can always find somebody better. If only you believe and want that for yourself, you can attract a better woman for yourself as well. Okay? So I still have that link in the chat. We are live on YouTube for the first time. And it's a different experience, and obviously it's a great milestone getting here. If you are watching me right now, I appreciate your presence and your time. It means a lot, and it's not something we take for granted. If you are watching me right now, I appreciate you being here, being on this stream, and supporting the channel. Keep in mind, what we do is that we generally just help men with relationships, with breakups, dealing with the emotions, whatever you've felt in the past, and also just your personal development and improvement overall, which is absolutely important. Every man needs to work on that aspect of their life. So if you are watching me right now, you could always put a comment in the chat. There's a link there as well. You can call me live. We can have a conversation. You can share whatever it is that you may have experienced in the past with any girl. Prior to this, we had talked about the 5 things you must never do after a breakup, and we had one caller, Victor, call in, and who had a certain experience of a heartbreak. My advice to you is, if any girl has ever cheated on you, pick yourself up, move on. This is a tough life out there, but you don't want to ever put yourself in that position again where any girl would ever see you. You don't want to date any girl who doesn't see you as, I don't want to use the term as a catch, but you want to be with a woman who values you and believes that she got the person that she wants. Yeah. She got that person that she's proud of, and that she's like, she can look around and not see any man better. You want to have that sort of mindset where you are the best version of yourself. By having this mindset, you obviously need to work on yourself and be better and be a better man overall. So, okay, I've talked a lot, and we're coming to the end of the live stream. Just putting it out there, if anybody has anybody is calling in, or anybody has any questions in the chat, or any comments. If you're watching and you've not subscribed to the channel, my name is Ken Alway. You can always hit the subscribe button as well. And you can watch some of our previous videos. Okay. We're just going to leave it for a little bit. I don't know if this is going to show up here, but I would have shown around what the studio looks like. But you're probably not sure. So okay, guys, we've come to the end of the live stream. We have been on live for about an hour plus, and if you ever really want to connect with me, you can always reach me directly as well. If you click that link in the chat, you would always be able to get through to me as well. I'm just gonna, for those of you who just joined the stream, there's a link in the chat if you ever need to, reach me or call so that we can have a conversation. And reintroducing the channel, the goal is to be able to help men just get better with their relationships with women and their personal life. I see a lot of men who are doing this the wrong way. And when you keep doing things the wrong way, you will keep getting the same result, and you're going to get resentful. You're going to build up a lot of resentment, especially with yourself and with women. Hating women is not going to do you any good. Hating yourself is not going to do you any good. These resentments is not something you want to build strongly over time. You will see yourself even calling, women certain names and just believing that they are the same when they are not. Many of them are still good people, and you can be in a good relationship with a good woman as long as you work on your physical presentation, your health, you work on your mindset as well. Okay, guys, we've come to the end of the stream, and I hope you continue to support the channel. I appreciate everyone who has joined the stream, and I appreciate the caller, Victor, as well. Appreciate you for calling in. And we will be doing this, at least once in a week. Just going live, connecting with our audience and connect with people. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for what's ahead. I anticipated that there won't be obviously a lot of people joining the stream because we're still relatively a new channel, but this is how we'll continue to go and expand our reach as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You can like the stream, like the videos, go back, you can watch some of our videos as well if you want to learn a couple of things about your dating life and relationships. And I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys.